Having a moment. Be careful what you wish for. I live on the most beautiful island, and sometimes it still gets to me because I'm kind of on my own here, building a life of some sort. And I just had a moment, so it's funny, because there's so much talk about divine union and stuff, and there's divine union, and then there's listening outside of yourself, and then really listening within your own heart. And that's why you've got to do yourself. Do you know what I mean? And it's so imperative, even as I say this myself, to listen to myself and know what love is and what love isn't. And I know ultimately love is to love yourself. And I know ultimately I'm learning there's a difference between attachment, detachment, and stuff like that. And then there's the whole genre of where I've self-sabotaged most of, the life of the past life. Do you know what I mean? And recognizing patterns of where I've self-sabotaged and stuff, because it's the inner child we're healing, you see. And then I've just had a moment where, no disrespect to archangels or anything, and I know for a fact it's just I'm arguing with myself, and I do that. And do you know what? It's okay to do that, not to project onto anyone, because I realise that I'm just arguing with myself, and it's like sometimes I spit my dummy out, and it's like, this is the thing, it's like we're all children healing our inner child, pretending to be an adult when we've got so much inner child healing to be done that we're doing right now. And it's okay to have a moment. It's okay to speak your truth. It's not okay to project. I get that. And there's projection, and then there's laying it out and speaking truth. Know the difference. I mean, I don't project it towards anyone, but to actually just let it all out like a good fart. Do you know what I mean? Just let it all that toxic rubbish out your body. It's just like, it's not woe is me, and I don't feel sorry for me. I've created it, and now create better. Do you know what I mean? And I've had 2 weeks where I've created amazing things here on the island, but then my universe kept giving me more work, and I was like, I see the pattern in that. It's because I've been a bit of a workaholic in times gone by, and then it's like, then there's like that greed aspect. Well, it's money. Do you know what I mean? And I've cancelled a few things, and I've said no to some things because I'm like, I recognise that, and I'm like, there's only so much I can do. And yes, I did make a mistake where I'd done far too much over the past week, because I'd kind of got all the dates all kind of synced together, and even though I'd planned as well, because I knew I was able to do it. But now I'm like, right, okay, I had yesterday off, which was wonderful, and then today off, and I'm still creating lots of things. And it's made me realise, what it is that I really love doing. Yes, I love cleaning, weirdly, I do, but I also love doing my art, and that's where my true love is, and where I've learned the most lessons. Art is my friend, it's my solace, it's my passion. And has my passion reneged somewhat? No, it's not. I think what happened is I was healing, and I think your universe does this, that whatever you love doing, and I've said this before in a post before, I think what happens is your universe kind of splits you from it to some degree, because it's like you need to focus on your inner world and heal the inner world. I remember a guy came in my art gallery a couple of years ago, and he was like an artist, and he was like, I'm not even interested in it right now, and it's kind of upsetting me. And I was like, well, maybe it's your universe saying, healing, because he was talking about healing and stuff. And I do get them kind of beautiful souls in my shop. And that's the thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to do it again. It just means that your soul's going, but this needs your attention right now. Do you know what I mean? And anyway, I've come full circle again, where I'm just like, yeah, okay, I got up this morning, I was like, right, I'm cancelling a workshop. And I'm gutted, actually, because it's exactly what I wanted to do, children's workshop. And I sat with it this morning, and I'm like, kind of like doing that little arguing that I do within myself. And I came full circle, and was like, even though it's something I love doing and something that I've wanted, and my universe has kindly gifted me this to do workshops for children, which I'm grateful for, and I know I'll do it next week. It's basically said, you're tired, you need a break, and you need to love. And this is where I've put my own self-love before anything this morning, and I've needed to look after me today. And then it's like a whole genre of emotions of thinking, oh, I've self-sabotaged. No, I haven't self-sabotaged. I've basically, and there's no need to even go into it now, I've basically put myself first today and loved myself today. And you know what? That's okay. And then I was like, I've just gone where I'm speaking my truth out in my house, going, yeah, but I'm fed up of this and I'm fed up of that. I'm fed up of being on my own and, you know, outside of myself. I know I'm not on my own, but, you know, it's like the difference between talking to my dog is talking to my dog is talking to my dog is. And then I've just had the most beautiful message from a beautiful soul sister who's gloriously lovely. And we've been friends for a long time, which is actually pretty amazing, actually, that I've had a friend that's lasted 8 years. And, you know, who doesn't want anything from it other than just beautiful friendship and catch up every so often, which is wonderful. And I love that about her. That, you know, this is the thing. You can be friends with someone and not be like, oh, well, they're not fun to me and stuff like that. Oh, get over it. Get over it. Get over yourself. Do you know what I mean? I like friends like that where, you know, you might not have spoken to them for ages, but it doesn't mean there's nothing in between. It's just, I'll catch up with it now because life's happening. That's what it's all about. Life's happening. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, and this is the thing, just, this is what I think my universe is showing me at the moment, the difference between evil, which is not living, and living. You know, what is it you want to do to live? Do you know what I mean? What are my true loves? My true love is nature and art. And I've been working so much, even though I'm in nature as I'm working and doing my cleaning jobs because it's beautiful. And I don't work full days, of course. But it's also shown me that, you know, this cleaning and enjoying doing it, because I know what I'm doing when I'm cleaning. I'm not just cleaning, I'm transmuting. I've been transmuting a lot, and it's been a bit, I think that's the thing I needed to realise this week that's just gone by. I've been transmuting so much, not only people, myself, my brain, other people's brain, their bodies if they're in the house, the ley lines, everything. It's just been too much. And then I did a silly thing like ate something the other day. I knew for a fact. I did ask permission actually from higher realms, and maybe I needed to learn that lesson not to like eat that. So that's what I came to realise. And even now, sometimes I still have a little bit, because there's still part of me that still thinks I'm human, even though I look human to look at. I am very, very much light in my vessel now. And I know if you come across this, or you're probably even a friend or family member of me, you'd be like, oh, mother's barking again. It's not like I haven't had that my whole life, and I accept that part of me, that I'm different, and I was meant to be, and I was born to be different, and we're all born to be different. We're all born to do this. You know, I see so much online about, oh, I am chosen. Like, you know, we're all blooming special. We're all chosen, and it's up to us whether we want to heal our bodies or not. That's the thing. You know, there's loads I want to say right now. You know, it's like I sat with the Bible a bit yesterday because I saw that chosen, that because I watched a little film yesterday that I felt was inspiring, Greatest Showman. And I find it really inspiring, that film, because it's like your little version of yourself having all these dreams and aspirations and stuff. And then you become an adult, and then do you do it? Do you do it? And that's all life's about. That is all life's about. If you watch The Greatest Showman, you know that that's what life's about. When we're children, we have these dreams and aspirations. And then as we get older, we have life that happens because we're creating lots of silly little things until we learn our patterns and lessons. And do we remember the dreams that we wanted to do when we were children? I don't know about that. I don't know whether I dreamed like that as a little girl, because I can't quite remember. And this is the thing, sometimes when you've had trauma when you're a little girl, sometimes it's like, not to go over that, but can you remember the dreams that you had? All I know is the dreams that I had 8 years ago, and all I remember was projecting lots of big things coming out of my toroidal field. And then the little bit in between where it's like I'm having to release self-beliefs of worthiness, deserving, and all of that, because I didn't feel that love from parents as a child and so forth. And I think, guess where I'm going with that is, what does it take for you to realise how awesome you are, how amazing you are, and to remember that little child within that is a cutie pie, who is pure, who is real, who is light, who is loving, and to love yourself enough to do them dreams and aspirations and help people along the way. Have I done that? I don't know. I feel I've helped a lot of people along the way. The question was to help myself, which is helping people. And that's the key, to love yourself, to really love yourself within. Because loving yourself within is loving everyone else, because that's what I've been shown. Every single person I come across and meet now is a mirror. So much so that within consciousness now, I've realised now, and this is where it's getting a little bit on the spooky side of me. Not spooky scary, because it's not scary, but what's becoming really quite apparent now is everywhere I'm going now, it's like I know what they're going to say before I even see them. Because in consciousness, I just know. It's like I'm speaking to every person I'm talking to, I'm speaking to myself. Do you know what I mean? And I guess that's no one prepares you for this much enlightenment of I'm just speaking to myself. Do you know what I mean? I've been arguing with myself and speaking to myself. It's just because there was so much trauma between that, you weren't seeing it. In actual fact, everyone's doing right now on the earth is projecting. The wars that happen on the outside are the wars that you have within. That's why we're being called on to be more and more conscious, more mindful. Sometimes people call it mindfulness. It's consciousness. To be more conscious, because we're not arguing in our brains with ourselves. And that's why speaking your truth is important, because it's getting it out of your body rather than it being logged in your body, because your body represents the earth and the sky and everything. So when you're speaking it out and speaking your truth out, it's releasing it from your body and it's being transmuted, not stuck in your body where it's creating it and then it creates it on the outside. Does that make sense? I think that's a great way of explaining it, and my heart's really sharing this with you right now. And I really do hope that the right people that see this post, that it assists in some way, shape or form. And I even like question like the Bible and stuff, and the Bible, most of it's not real, and most of it was created by man, worthy enlightened men. And it's like, even on this journey, it's like I spat my dummy out before, and I was like, it's just been nice to have a conversation. Do you know what I mean? Not like, oh, how's the weather? You know how the weather's going to be. Do you know what I mean? Because you can change the weather yourself. And this is the thing, there's a whole genre of it. If you get enough people to believe in a weather system as to why there's a weather on the news, or you get people to believe that there's a war, cancel, clear and delete. That's where they mess about with consciousness, you see. So if you don't watch the news and you don't want to be involved in it, then don't be involved in it. And that's all we're being asked to do right now, is to be called and to stay away from them things, because they're what the darkness has been creating and wanting us to create for them. And the question is, do you want to create a better world? That's the thing. So let's create better and have a better view of ourselves, better view of, we've all got things to work on. And I think that's what I'm saying right now, even as I speak this out myself, is to accept my beautiful essence as I am, as I'm growing, as I'm healing, but accept who I am as I'm healing. And that's it. As simple as that. We're all beautiful beings, and we're all God's children at heart. There isn't a God floating in the sky. You just look in the mirror and you are it. That's it. And when you start realising that everyone else is a version of you, then you realise not to want to hurt them. And if I do, then I ask for my own forgiveness in that. Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. Please forgive me. I thank you. I'm sorry. It's as simple as that. Sometimes I make my own life complicated because I'm just, you know, a very loving, heartfelt being. And actual fact, really, I don't want to hurt anyone, least of all myself. Do you know what I mean? I guess that's where I'm coming from. And I just wanted to get this out in the hopes that it is about being the art of you and turnstiling your life around to a style that suits. And just be your glorious, beautiful self. Let go of all the self-beliefs and the lack of self-worth and deservedness. You were always deserving because your God self sees you as the purest soul ever. Question is, do you? Good question for myself too. I involve myself in that. I love you. Have the most amazing, blessed and wonderful day.